Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Miss Linda C. Jones YouTube variety channel. How's everybody out there doing on this rainy afternoon in my beautiful historic hometown of New Orleans, Louisiana, the city I was born in, the city of my birth, the greater metropolitan area of which I still reside? Hope everybody's doing well. So, the title of this video is Meeting at the Coffee Shop on Oak. And you may say, well, Linda, who is the composer? Well, the composer just happens to be yours truly, Miss Linda C. Jones. I wrote this song back in, I believe it was 2006. So I wrote this beautiful song, and I have a lot of gratitude to send out for the accompanist. So, first of all, the one and the only Mr. Eric Andries, I cannot even begin to thank you enough. You are phenomenally and extraordinarily and incredibly beyond what words can put into words talented. And your accompaniment on this song and everything that you did to work on this song with me is so beyond appreciated. I don't even have the words for that. So I thank you, Mr. Eric Andries, and I'm so excited that you're coming in town soon and that we're going to get an opportunity to do some more work together. All right, so I have posted some notes about this song before, about the inspiration for my creative process, and I will probably continue to talk more about this song. I'm going to have a link in the description. So go to the far right of the video, click on the arrow that arrows down, and that first link will be the link to this song that yours truly, Miss Linda C. Jones, wrote. It is a romantic love ballad, and I'll just share a few more notes with you. I'll probably post this song again so that I can continue to share the inspiration, but it's a romantic love ballad. Meeting at the coffee shop on Oak is referring to an Oak Street in a historic part of New Orleans, Louisiana. So there is a coffee shop called Rue de la Course, and a sweet French lady friend of mine uh, gave me the translation way back, and she said that Rue de la Course means street of the race. This awesome coffee shop on this very fun, trendy street called Oak Street was once in an area way before I was born, over 100 years ago. This area of New Orleans at one point was called the city of Carrollton, even though it was within New Orleans. And at one point, this really cool architectural building was a bank. So I'm sure you can imagine, if you've any of you out of town who's ever been to New Orleans, it's quite the romantic setting. A movie could be filmed there, and certainly a song could be written. And so that was one of the things that inspired me to write this song. So it's a romantic love ballad about a man that I fell in love with. And he would quite often, if we didn't have time to go to dinner or whatever, and we were in between jobs, he would ask me if I wanted to meet him at the coffee shop on Oak. And the night that I wrote this song was on one of those meetings. The inspiration was abundantly flowing, and sometimes my inspiration for writing is different. But anyway, we met, and it was in a January, and it was a cold rain, which I actually find to be very soothing. I'm one of those lovers of rain. It gives me inspiration. And he wanted to sit outside with this light rain falling, which I was kind of into as well. And how can I put this? The imagery of the people passing by, somewhat like a movie. The imagery of the old historical building, somewhat like a movie. Being very in love with this person, like a movie. Imagery of things very personal to us. And I could go on and on and on. The feeling and the emotion was overpowering. So When we said goodbye that night after a wonderful, long interaction of deep conversation and just sharing time, drinking coffee, drinking tea in this beautiful setting, I remember I went to my next gig and he went to do what he had to do gig wise. And then when I went home, I was overwhelmed. Like I I went home and I was literally overwhelmed with a melody that was in my head. It was in my head actually when I was leaving the coffee shop, and I could not get this melody out of my head. And then what was so inspired, and I believe that everything comes from God. I believe inspiration comes from God. In fact, that's what it means to inspire, inspiration. That's where we get our inspiration from. So the lyrics were in my head and the music was in my head. So I went down, I went to my keyboard as soon as I had a chance to do it that night. I couldn't get the melody out of my head, could not get lyrics out of my head that were just churning along with the melody. And it was almost simultaneous. And whenever I've been inspired to write something, it doesn't always come that way, but it did that night. And so the name of the song, Meeting at the Coffee Shop on Oak, because he would always say, do you want to meet me at the coffee shop on Oak? And so, sure, and, yada, yada, yada. But that melody, that refrain was in my head. So it's a song about many things, and I'll elaborate even more about it at a later time. But yes, it was inspired by this man, and it was, what's the word I'm looking for? It was something I think that most people have felt in romantic relationships, that the moments are so precious and the times are so precious that you literally feel as though you're holding on to every second and just grateful for every moment that you have. So the imagery, as I said, was very personal. Some of it is about the environment, the Rue de la Course, the street of the race, watching the interesting people pass by, and some of it was about our relationship, etc. So there's so much more to the song, but as you can imagine, this song was invoked by love and passion and feeling and emotion. So it is a romantic love ballad written by me, Miss Linda C. Jones. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you like it. I really hope that you like my original. And when Eric comes in town, I'm going to talk with him about going back in the studio and doing this again. The version that you're going to hear is not fully mixed or mastered. This was in another studio with another recording artist at this point. And so at this particular time, I was recording so much music. Time had sort of run out for my project time. And so this is more or less what you're going to hear in the recording world. It's more like a rough mix, as they say, because there's other mixing and mastering that needs to be done, but you get the basic idea. I have been blessed with being able to record this, I'd rather perform this song live with Eric, who is accompanying me on the song. And I've also performed this song with many other musicians, which has been amazing, and other instrumentation. So I'm looking forward to going back, revisiting this in a studio form, and having it fully mixed and mastered, etc. But I figured since it was a kind of rainy day and that was part of the inspiration for this song, among so many other things, I thought, why not go ahead and post that today? So much has been inspired by a cup of coffee or a cup of hot tea, an in depth conversation at a favorite coffee shop. And so there you go. There you have it. There it is. I want to say thank you so much to all of the phenomenal musicians out there that I am so blessed to work with. I am humbled and I am in awe of all of you. Thanks again to Eric. You're phenomenal. See you soon, Eric. And I just want to thank all of my faithful subscribers. Thank you for going on this journey with me. And please know with every ounce of my heart, I am truly filled with gratitude. You know, as a musician, I learned a long time ago, someone said that you have to be a perpetual promoter. A dear friend of mine had shared that with me, and I agree. When you're an independent artist, you do have to perpetually promote yourself in order to make a living, in order to even halfway make a half of a living. You have to be able to promote yourself. And so I'm one of those people. I have to promote myself. But with that being said, yes, I do promote myself, but I am literally in awe of the extraordinary talent that I know comes from God, that God has blessed me with being able to work with. So I thank all of you amazing, talented musicians out there. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody, I hope you have a beautiful and blessed evening. Peace out and God bless. And I hope you enjoy my original love ballad. Take care, everybody. Bye.